All right. It is another rough morning. Another honestly frustrating day. This has been a strip of time where things have been largely unpleasant, and I'm just stuck here trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing or gonna be doing. And well, I just don't know anymore. I really just want to finally have the levee break, so to speak, and get the things that I need, but they are not happening. And I can't help but wonder, at what point in time do I stop and just stop in general? And I've never been pushed to the point of a job where I just quit without notice, but it's feeling pretty much like that's what I want to do right now. And how much do you tolerate or put up with before you just say, forget it, it's not worth it, I'm done, I'm out? Because I'm very much so feeling that kind of attitude right now, and it's just not sustainable. And of course I'm taking on the bulk of the workload because I'm salaried, so I don't get overtime, so I sit here and work all this overtime and don't actually get paid for it. And there seems to be no one willing to help, and so now we're just stuck in this perpetual loop of not being able to do anything with anything. And we have all these meetings set up that are supposed to be super impactful, and I don't think any of them will be impactful. I think we're just going to continue to get screwed until I don't even know. Like, even if I were to leave, that would be a huge impact on how things happen. But would it be so impactful that the whole place would fall apart? I don't know, but it would certainly feel it, especially right now. And so, I don't know. And just very much so fed up with everything, and I just want to not be fed up with everything. I just want to be able to do stuff. It's kind of ruined the whole mood, the whole mindset, my whole, it's a whole residual thing. And it's hard to not let your job be that impactful on you personally. Like, this is at least, if nothing else, it's an 8-hour commitment every day, and it's how you make your livelihood. It's very hard for something that important on your life to not have residual impact on your life. People like to say that they want a job where they just clock in and they go home and they get home and they don't have to think about work, and I'm sure those sorts of jobs exist, but at the end of the day, we live in a world where your work is as integral a part of your life as your life is. So to say that you can separate life from work, so to speak, is kind of bizarre, because life is work, or work is life. I don't like the idea of live to work or work to live, all that silliness. It really much goes hand in hand, and you choose really the level of investment that you put into it. You don't have to work until your fingers fall off and until the end of time, but you also don't have to live life in such a way that it makes working difficult. it's such a balance. It's such a weird balancing act that most people, but I feel like anybody unanimously agrees that they want to work less and make more. But that's not like the reality in which we live in. And a lot of people want to like live a better life. And so trying to live a better life and work more, or work less, live a better life and work less it's an ideal balance, but it's not a realistic balance. And if you operate within reality, then it's like, okay, well, how can I make the best of both worlds? And I think that situation where you clock out from work and work stays at work is that ideal situation. But it's not the situation that we get to exist in. It's frequently not the situation that's any sense of reality either. And so I don't know. My problem is I developed a routine and I was doing really good with this routine, but now I'm getting off work so late in the day that I don't follow my routine anymore. And it's, like I said, it's just starting to affect other things that aren't work related. Like, to say that work is affecting my life it's a given. Like, work affects your life. It pays for your life in many ways, and it structures your life in several other ways. And so to say that it's affecting my life is perhaps an understatement. It's starting to overcorrect into my other interests, in that I have a hard time maintaining my life's other interests because work is being so demanding right now. And it's frustrating and unfortunate that I have to deal with this, and that there doesn't really seem to be any end in sight either. Like, we're just doomed to deal with this. And every time the conversation is had, everybody's digging their heels in, and no one's making any sort of headway or leeway or going anywhere with it. And it's exhausting, really, that we can have such a blatant problem slapping people in the face, and they're just going to sit here and look at it and be like, I don't see a problem with that, actually. Okay. If you don't see a problem with it, then why am I trying so hard? And that's part of it too, is my own want to not let things fall apart. Because part of me knows that if everything falls apart, it's going to be me having to pick it up. So I either keep it together now, or I let it fall apart and have to clean it up later. And it goes back to what I was saying in the video before, where prevention is easier than correction. It's easier for me to prevent this mess than it is to fix it after it's happened. Now, granted, I am not saying that it is easy to take these corrective measures at all, because I'm feeling that firsthand in the form of 12-hour shifts 5 days a week. Preventing these course corrections is a nightmare. But if I let the mess get out of hand and then had to clean it up, that would be just as much, if not worse, of a nightmare. And so I don't know what else to say or how else to fix things. We've said our piece and we've made our peace, and right now I'm just kind of sitting around waiting, like, when do I get to when do I get to make my move? And do I make a move at all, or do I just stay steadfast as I have stayed and deal with it? I don't know how I feel about things either way, but like it's affecting these videos even. Like, I'm so wrapped up in work when I wake up at 5 a.m. that I don't have time to sit and gather my thoughts and be like, oh, when you hit the road today, make a video about this. And like, in theory, you could say that work inspired the video today and that work was the video. But I also vowed to stop talking about work in these videos. And here I am. It's the only thing that's on my mind right now. And legitimately pondering whether I should stay or whether I should go. And it's like the success of this department comes and goes. Like, we had a moment in time from like November on when things were working and we were doing very good work and we were getting stuff done. And then once the summer months kind of came along, that's when it started getting kind of hairy, and now we're in the thick of it. But the problem is I feel like we're going to get worse before we get any better, and that is a major issue, and it's going to make training people difficult. It's going to make retaining people difficult, because they're going to walk into a department that has half its staff or less, and they're going to be like, well, what the heck did I just sign up for? And you better hope to gosh that you're paying them something that's worth their time. Otherwise, they're just going to leave. Like, why would I stick around for this? And it's not at all ideal. It's very frustrating. And I know it's not something that I'm going to want to tolerate and or deal with indefinitely. So if this does not come to a head, and if this does not get fixed, then like, I might just be the next person to leave. And that's just the reality of things, and trying to understand, or trying to figure out if people will understand, because right now they don't. And I'm not really sure what else we can do. I feel like this has been honestly a dull conversation, but that just brings me full circle with the whole thing, because I feel like nobody really watches these anyway, and that's just the disheartening fact that like, I'm putting out Compression Man, which I believe would be my more entertaining, more legitimate product, and I'm getting the same kind of view time out of those that I am out of most anything else. And it's just upsetting, because it's like, it's hard as a creator to be like, does no one find this entertaining? Is that the problem? They just see it and they're like, this isn't entertaining, I'm not going to watch it. And like, that hurts, like, to think and to know that you created something and put so much of yourself into something, and then the whole world, or at least the thousands of people who stumbled upon it, were like, yep, no, this isn't interesting, I'm gonna skip it. And it's hard too, because like, discovering new material, like, a lot of people go on YouTube now for two things: A, to either watch something very specific, or B, to find something to watch. And if the specific thing that you're wanting to watch isn't the thing that is being advertised to you or whatever, then you're probably not going to give it the time of day. And like, how many times does YouTube advertise something to you and you actually wind up watching it? Like, almost never. And of course, I don't know how they advertise things, but it's like I need to figure out how to be able to generate views in a more natural way, because generating them in this kind of artificial financial way is clearly not helping. Like, it gives the video surface value in that you see a surface level amount of views out of it, but it does not give the video significant value past that point. And like, the algorithm's not going to promote something that people aren't watching. And I can't blame it for that either. It doesn't make sense. If people aren't watching the video or finding it entertaining, why would it promote it? And so it's just a whole bunch of culmination of losses right now. Like, I feel like I'm losing creatively, I feel like I'm losing in business, and I feel like I'm just losing in life despite it all. And I've just got to hope that something better comes along in the future, because I am right now having a heck of a time with everything, and it's frustrating because although I do not allow myself to be ruled by any employer, it is difficult because of the salary that I am now maintaining to just up and be like, no, I'm done. And it's something that at times I wish I could just do, because I feel like the desperation of not having a stable income can sometimes drive creative people to succeed. Like, at one point in time, before Joel Haver was super popular on the internet, he left the working world in favor of traveling by van. I feel like maybe that even was, he was maybe probably too popular then even, but I feel like he left the working world and started spending his savings on movies and trying to succeed on the internet. Now he's doing really well for himself. And I think the desperation of leaving that comfortable situation might be a necessary step for success. But I'm still in that comfortable situation, and I'm still not succeeding, so maybe there's something to it. Either way, thanks for stopping by. If you made it this far, kudos to you. I don't think this was the best one.